know, one of my favorite things to do is interview authors, and we have one with us. This is Reid Rosenthal, and his book, Threads West, book one of a series. This is the hottest book on the market right now. Are you surprised?
Well, you know, that's very flattering. I think Tom Clancy and some of those other guys might take exception to that statement, but it certainly is one of the hottest Westerns and Western romances on the market right now, and I'm stunned. Yeah. Delightedly stunned.
Delightedly stunned, and rightly so. This is a great read. You say it's not your typical Western. Tell us what sets it apart.
Well, you know, number one, it begins in Europe. So 7 of the first 8 primary characters are in Europe, and it's an epic saga. So it has a 170-year story arc, 4 generations, 38 primary characters. Makes me tired just thinking about it, actually. And 2 of the primary characters to begin with are Jewish, which is also different. You know, it's a different kind of history of the West. But it is the tale of how those disparate threads of lives from uncommon social origins weave together into the tapestry of an emerging nation. And then how they evolve along with the evolution of the land. You know, the land is an enduring character throughout the series. And the personalities throughout the series are kind of forged on the anvil of the land. So as the lands of the West change, so do the personalities. And the last book is set in the real time of the contemporary West. In fact, you know, right in Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming.
Wow. So it spans quite a ways from the 1800s clear to today.
Exactly. In fact, this book's trying to jump into my hand right now.
There you go. Hopping right off the shelf. Now,
exactly.
Now, you've also mentioned that there's a lot of romance in this as well, which is not typical for a Western author.
Well, you know, in addition to being a multiple #1 bestseller, I think in 9 genres, including historical Western romance, historical Western, women of the West, pioneers and homesteaders, etc. It was also a #1 bestseller in all the major categories: historical fiction, romance, which is probably the toughest category to be a #1 anything in. There's so many authors and books, and also in Western. And then for a long time, then the new movie came out, right? The remake, and it dropped to just below True Grit for about 3 months. So it was True Grit and Threads West. It was
still a good place to be.
Yeah, it was it was very cool. I'm going, wow, this book is holding its own with a movie book, you know.
Very true. And even some of the books, like the series, like the Lonesome Dove series. Let me just read you one review right here. Threads West has now surpassed my love of McMurtry's Western Saga, which McMurtry wrote Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, which is a great book, I got to tell you. And when I got that review, that was the first review the book got when it was still just a little ebook. Okay, and I got a call from a friend of mine in California and said, "What a great review in the LA Times." I went, "What are you talking about? This little ebook's been out for a week." Then I got a call from a friend of mine in Florida. He goes, "That is really a tremendous review. I mean, you know, how do you know that reviewer?" So I finally got a copy of the review and I read it and went, "Wow, this is unbelievable." But what really, I guess, excited me was back in May, the book's won 7 national awards, 3 in romance, by the way. 2 finalists in the International Book Awards and USA Book Review. It won Best Western of the Year in USA Book Review also. But it won Best Romance, Best Western, and Best Historical Fiction back in New York in May. And from what I understand, it's the first time a book has done that in 86 years, swept all 3 of those categories, because it's very unusual for a book to have that kind of broad an appeal, although I wrote it specifically to do that. So it was kind of a nice self-thump on the back.
Yeah, way to go. Yeah. Way to go, Reid, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty cool.
And you bring up a good point. It appeals to a lot of different people. People who love Westerns will love it. People who love history will love it. People who are a sucker for the romance will love it. So it has a broad range of appeal.
And it has a very strong American patriot theme. I mean, there's a message in the... It's my opinion. It's a great story. And it has, you know, it's the adventure and romance of the West wrapped in the silver bolo of the American spirit. Wow. Okay, but it has a strong American patriot theme in it. It's the values of the Old West and, you know, what shaped America, self-reliance, and all the passions. You know, it's about universal energies, the American spirit, romance, the land, and it's a lot of fun to write. Although I got to tell you, I started book 2, which is coming out in November, and that book I realized I got a 170-year story arc, because this starts in 1855, and this book was only 4 months of the first year of the story.
So
and
you got a ways to go.
I went, oh man, do I have a project here?
Yeah, you got a few hundred years to go.
But I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's all that matters. And this book is on sale now. Like you mentioned, book 2 is coming out in November. You have a couple websites as well if people want to learn more about you, the author, and the book. Tell us what those are.
www.reidlrosenthal.com and www.threadswestamericansaga.com. That's threadswestamericansaga.com. And we'll have several more sites. The series site will be going up as book 2 comes out. You'll be able to go to the series site, read about the entire story, which I think will be fun, and just hit the tab at the top and go to book 1 or book 2 or book 3. So,
well, we're definitely excited to take this journey with you, and we thank you for talking with us today. Threads West, book 1, Reid L. Rosenthal, the author. Get out and buy it today, and you'll be a fan.
We hope so.
There
and comments are welcome.
There you go. Thanks, Reid.
You bet. My pleasure.